Hello, my name is Jonathan Sanchez. I'm going to talk to you about the curriculum project I'm doing for ARE 6148 through the UF program. And also, corresponds to an exhibit I'm getting ready to hang at ASU. The theme of it is Artificial Curiosities, which, as far as it relates to the curriculum and the content of it, is the enduring idea is history. I'm using the history of museums to talk about history, and therefore talk about who writes history and why. Going back in time, we're going to look at different types of museums. In particular, the first project will be looking at specimens in natural history museums, and there's a small project in which students are encouraged to find trays. They can be shoe boxes, they can be anything that resembles a specimen tray, and arrange specimens. Now the found objects, this is a found object, a piece of metal that is mounted like a specimen that has been dissected, and here's another way of solving the problem with some other found objects. There's a fossilized snail in there, and there's some bits of wood and different things. They can be important, they can be meaningless, and they're encouraged to come up with whimsical stories to go along with them, or try to determine a narrative with the pieces that they've arranged. The next part of it, of the project, is a roadside ruin project, and it's another found object recycled material project, but it's dealing with kind of urban decay, historic buildings in perhaps the student's town, in specific the undisciplined collection, the roadside museum, or the homespun museum. There's a lot of these that popped up in the 1950s. They go way back to the original curiosity cabinets and circus sideshows and things of this nature. The project itself is to take found objects, rework them into something like a ruin. There is a component looking at UNESCO World Heritage Site and doing some research looking at ruins and historic preservation, talking about museums, the difference between a accredited museum and then a sort of museum that is just more for entertainment. The final part of the project is going all the way back in time to the curiosity cabinets and using the artist Cornell as a branching off point. Cornell, of course, it is wonderful little shrines of sorts with found objects that had a lot of personal meaning. Here's an example of my homage to Cornell here on the left, in which I'm trying to imitate sort of what he did, but also bring in my own ideas, mixing parts of clocks from Goodwill and pieces of junk from the side of the road and wherever, using and recycling ideas and materials is also a big part of this whole project. So here's a recap of the entire curriculum project. There'll be more details on the blog. There'll be a short film that I will attach later. Thanks for listening.